In 2018, the Las Vegas Aces made the first pick in the WNBA draft with A'ja Wilson from South Carolina. Since that moment, she's been the centerpiece of this organization. And today we're so excited to announce that that's going to be extended for at least another 2 years. And as we begin the Becky Hammon era, we're just so excited that you're back, A'ja, and can't wait to see you.
Yes,
and I'll let Nikki talk about what we feel what we're going for here.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. As Mark mentioned, this is a historical moment for the Las Vegas Aces franchise for many reasons. But today we are celebrating A'ja Wilson commitment to Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Aces and our community. Before we talk about A'ja as the player, I just want to talk about her as the person. She's someone who is very focused, she's very dedicated, and she's very committed to community. With her being able to not only serve the Las Vegas community, but she also serves the South Carolina community with the A'ja Wilson Foundation. It's a place where children and their families who are struggling with dyslexia can utilize the resources that she's providing. And she's also someone who is empowering and being a great role model for not only the community here in Las Vegas, but also back home. When we think about A'ja Wilson on the basketball court, you're going to have somebody that's very dynamic on both ends of the floor. She's someone who is a natural born leader because she leads by example and she does things the right way on and off the basketball court. And so we are so thrilled to have A'ja Wilson continue her legacy with the Las Vegas Aces.
A'ja, let's turn it over to you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Nikki and Mark, both. Just thank you so much for just trusting me with this franchise and the start of it. Vegas has become my second home, a place that I love. I don't see myself leaving it, honestly, because it's just so beautiful. It's a small town within a big city, and I love that. So I'm always grateful for the Aces for accepting me and letting me grow, continue to grow, not just only as a player, but as a person as well. The opportunities that you guys have for us, you can't go wrong. So I am so grateful. I am so excited. I was like a nervous wreck yesterday. I was just like, please, I just need the press release to just go out so I can take a deep breath. So when it came out, I was like, just so happy that we were just getting great feedback and just great vibes from everyone when it came to that decision. So thank you so much.
All right, let's go to Howard Megdal. If you would please introduce yourselves and let everybody know what media you are from.
Yes, thank you. Howard Megdal from The Next. Congratulations, A'ja and Nikki and Mark. I have two, if I could. The first, just on behalf of my colleague, Jackie Powell from Bleacher Report. I was not able to be here just because there was an overlapping Zoom going on. This one is for you, Nikki. A trend we're seeing in this free agency is there are a bunch of teams that are loading up to win here in 2022. You guys are obviously right in the heart, it looks like, of your championship window. But I'm just wondering what you see as the Aces championship window and you know, how significant 2022 is within it.
Well, as you know, we've been right there, and A'ja can attest to this. She knows what it means and what you have to do to win it all. And the expectations that these young ladies have going into the 2022 season is really focused on how do we become one of those programs, right? Those programs that maintain consistency. And we've done that by getting close, but now we're wanting to take it the next step. And you know, you've got to talk about Bill Laimbeer and what he has done in assembling this team, and he has not left the cupboards bare for Coach Becky Hammon. But they have done this group has done a great job of just becoming closer together as a unit. And when you're committed to a common goal, like these young ladies are, you know, there's just so many opportunities for them. We have our nucleus coming back. I think that's a key for any franchise moving forward, but we also want to focus in on what we need to do now and what we need to do for the future. And so the focus has been on the 2022 season, and we're making sure that we put together the best roster we can to compete and to compete for a championship.
I appreciate it, Nikki. And Asia, if I could, we've talked about your desire to win a championship, and that is central to your drive as a player. Obviously, just within the context of 2022, where we're seeing things like Sylvia Fowles' final year, and Minnesota has a lot of conversation about winning one for her, and looks like, Sue's final year in Seattle, winning one for her. Do you think there's an even extra level of competition in what has already been the most difficult league to win a championship because the talent has been so concentrated?
Asia, we need you to unmute yourself. Sorry.
Sorry, thought I unmuted myself. I knew I was going to do it throughout this press conference, but I honestly think it's a place where our talent of our league is at probably its highest, and I'm so happy for players that are making decisions for them. I think it's big. I think it's more exciting because I think it's cliche in a way that everyone's like, "Well, I just want to win a championship. I'm going," but it's so hard to win a championship, and I think going off of what Nikki was saying, we've been so close, but I definitely just been honored that we can write our own story, our own legacy, our own destiny here in Las Vegas. And that's what it's all about. I think now in the year of 2022, everyone's just trying to find how they can leave their mark. And that's whether going to another team or staying with their team or saying, this is my last year. We're all just trying to find our mark. And I think it's even better because we're all talented. So I'm excited this year. I really am.
Thank you both. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we are joined by Coach Hammon. Coach, thanks so much. I know you've got a busy day trying to get your game in before the weather hits. If we could unmute you, and then if you wouldn't mind giving us a little statement about what it means to you and this team to have Asia Wilson back in the fold.
Well, excuse my tardiness, but yeah, super excited to jump on this call with you guys, and certainly with Asia, and just couldn't be more excited, proud of her, not only obviously as the player she is, but the person she is. She's somebody that has obviously been a leader for this team in her community. And so we're super excited to have her back. She's obviously, if we had a Mount Rushmore head, she would be the first face you would mention, being that I'm a South Dakota kid. And she's somebody, that not only is she obviously very talented, but the type of person and the person that she is in the locker room and the leadership that she provides is invaluable, not only to our franchise, but to the community. And so to have her secured up for a few years definitely puts my mind at ease. I definitely sleep better knowing that she is signed and sealed. And, I know there'll be even more things to come. I only caught the last snippet of what she was saying, but about winning a championship. But that's the goal. And she is obviously the central figure in that pursuit.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll go back to questions. Sam?
Sam Gordon, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Question for Asia. Asia, first and foremost, congratulations. What about Las Vegas, I guess, has resonated with you the most the last 4 years? And then moving forward, what kind of legacy do you want to leave here when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just watching the growth. I mean, it's amazing just watching from my rookie year where we were barely making it to the playoffs. I don't even think we made it to the playoff my rookie year to now here I am entering year 5. And our fan base that we've created, the city, how it embraced us, it's just really been amazing to be a part of. And I can't see myself anywhere else because I just love growing and watching it grow and develop. And it's a big time for not just me, but for my teammates as well, when we know that the city has embraced us alongside the other pro teams that are in our city. So it's something special. Like I said, it's my second home. I love it through and through. And, my legacy that I want to leave is just to be the best player that I can be, and knowing that I helped bring up people along the way. I can never be where I am today by myself. So that's my biggest thing, is making sure that I'm taking care of people around me.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Nick?
Hey, Asia, congratulations on the new contract. You talk about just legacy, you talk about growth. What did you learn from last season that you feel like will help you moving forward into this season? And how do you feel like Coach Hammon can improve you all around, not just as a basketball player, but even growing just as a person as well?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing coming off of last season is like, I thought being in the bubble, we were so close that we could almost taste it. But I think last year really showed that no matter how close you may think you are, it's still so far away because that's how hard our league really is. It's been times where I felt like we were good, we had it, and then it would just wake up and smack us in the face. So it just left that big chip on my shoulder to where I'm like, absolutely not. Like, this is not going to be easy. And you watch teams that win it a lot and you're like, wow, they won it back to back to back. That's cool. Or they won it this time. Like, it must be something. It's got to be something, but it's not easy at all. And I think that's what I learned last year. It's like, nothing in this league is easy. Nothing's given to us. We work so hard to get to where we are, but you think that you're there and it humbles you. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I think we got humbled and it was in our best interest. And I think when we bring in Coach Becky, like, it's going to be huge because of her insight and what she has, that players that she's coached at the NBA level. Like, I'm just so excited to just pick her brain and see what she brings. And I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air. I think it's going to be something that we can get in and be like, okay, we can rock with it and just communicate and just have that conversation, because this is new to pretty much all of us. So I'm excited. And at the end of the day, we're going to have fun and we're going to win.
Thank you, Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Willie G.
Hey, Asia, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious, and I know you said that this is your second home, and I know how much you love Las Vegas, all the conversations that we've had. This is where you want to be. I don't think there was a question about you re-signing, but I am curious is when the coaching change was made, when Becky was named the coach, prior to inking your name, did you want to maybe sit down and share thoughts and maybe she pick your brain before and saying, are we all on the same page as to which direction we're going to take this toward a championship? Were the meeting of the minds, were the four that's on this call met? How did that process go before you said, okay, let's go?
I mean, I think the best thing and the biggest thing that I love about Las Vegas Aces and our franchise is they make sure that I'm involved through and through. Nothing really catches me off guard in a way. It's something that we've talked through. They put stuff in my ear. There's been times where we're just giving you a heads up, and I can greatly appreciate that. So it's not anything caught off guard. So when it came with just the talks, it was something that just casually happened. And it's tough, of course, for Coach Becky because she's still coaching with the Spurs. But at the end of the day, I feel like we have a trust that we're starting to form and we're starting to build. And I'm just glad that I'm alongside a franchise that allows me to speak my mind, to pick my brain, and to just let me share my truth and vice versa. Like, we just want to get a feel for anything and everything. And I think that's how the conversations were. So when it came to putting the pen to the paper, well, virtually now because of COVID, when it came to just pushing my name on the DocuSign, I didn't really have any second thoughts because it wasn't like I was going in blindsided. Like, I knew exactly what to expect.
All right, let's go to Christos. One for Coach Hammon, one for Asia.
Hello, Christos Chaldas, DNA Greece. Hope you're doing well. Asia, first of all, congratulations about your new contract with the Aces. My question to you is, now you are the leader of this group, you are the face of this franchise. What it means for you, and how big deal for you is to win a championship as the face of this franchise?
Oh, it means a lot. And it's also, of course, you got your pressure that comes with it. I'm pretty sure people will be like, all right, all eyes are on Asia now. She's out of that rookie contract. What is she going to do? But I don't really pay it any mind. At the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that I get the best out of myself and my teammates as well, and holding all of us accountable. And I think we're excited. I think it would mean the world, of course, to bring a championship to Las Vegas, especially being, I don't want to say the face, but I want to say one of the faces of the Aces. But just to bring a championship to Las Vegas would definitely be a big deal for me, and I would take it in with a whole lot of pride. So I can't wait to get out there and play with my teammates and just go with it from there.
And for you, Coach Hammon, what it means to start your journey as a head coach in the WNBA, has a player like Asia as a leader of your team?
Well, obviously, you can see her humility. To have a player with that type of humility, that type of talent, that type of unselfishness is tremendous. It's a building piece that you can really build around when you have selfless leadership. And she's done so many things already, just in the short span that I've known her, but also observing her and going back to people that know her well, having conversations with them, the type of person that she is. And that's what I'm really excited about, because to get to know her and to be able to coach her and mentor her in ways that I can get the absolute best out of her. And she'll bring out the best in everybody else just by being herself. But she's somebody who, you know, walks the walk. And so when you have that kind of foundational piece in your organization, sky's really the limit. Sky's really the limit. You know, she's somebody who took less so that we could keep pieces in place to win a championship. And I think that cannot go understated, undervalued, or not recognized, because she has just been the ultimate pro and teammate. And obviously, I haven't even got into her skill set, but it's my job to obviously get the best out of her, not only as a player, but as a person. And so I'm super excited to be a part of her journey.
Thank you very much. Have a great season.
Thank you.
Cassandra, one for Mark and one for Asia.
Hi there. I'll start. Cassandra Cousineau, lvsportsbiz.com. I'll start with Mark. This morning on the WNBA call, Commissioner Engelbert talked a lot about globalization of the WNBA and really having an effort to reintroduce a lot of these players to a broader global audience, in addition to what we have here domestically. Coming from your perspective as an NFL owner, how important is that for you on the local level for the success of your team?
On the local level or the global level?
Well, I think my question is, how important is that for your team? How do you see your team actually succeeding as a result of that?
Well, you know, I come from another football team, the Raiders, who is a global football team, and we know how valuable being on the global market is and being visible in that sense. But right now, what we're doing is we're building our local market, and we're building this team to build from Las Vegas out. And that's where we plan to put all our resources right now, and building our players up in this community. I think Asia is one of the people, when we talk about just win, she wins on and off the court. And that's really what's important to us, is really making a difference in the local market. And if the league wants to publicize us on the global market, that's great. But right now we want to take care of Las Vegas, and in that regard.
Thank you for that. Next question for me is for Asia. Asia, you were quoted kind of in terms of the WNBA and how they want to grow the brand. How different does the league feel now for you, coming from your rookie contract to where you are now?
I think the biggest is like, I don't even know how to put it into words. I think we're being seen more. I think at the same time, we're putting ourselves out there more. I think this is something that I've never seen people this involved into free agency. I thought last year was big, but this year I think everyone was like, dang, hurry up February 1st. We're trying to get some things going. Like, what's going on? So I think that's the biggest difference that I've seen, is like the league is just opening up, where people are wanting to know more about us as W players. And I'm glad to stir the pot a little bit, throw some jabs out there. I'm all for it, because that's just who I am. And I'm glad that we're getting the recognition that we need. We're getting the spotlight that we need. And I mean, we're not done yet. We're nowhere close to being done yet. We're just scratching the surface, especially for me in the Las Vegas Aces. So I'm just glad to be a part of it and just to continue to grow.
Thank you, Asia. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you.
Corbett, I know you said you've got a question for everybody, but I got to limit you to, let's start with Coach Hammon, because she has to head to the court here momentarily, and then your question for Mark/Nikki.
Sure. Hi, Coach Hammon. Now, there's plenty of talent already on the roster that you're coming into. What do you feel is needed, or what you can do for them to push them into that next level?
Well, you said it already. I mean, I got a lot of good players to work with. What I want to do is get more. I want to get more out of them. You know, so we're going to do a couple things differently defensively. We're going to look probably a lot differently offensively. But it's all kind of centered around, Asia, Chelsea, Kelsey, giving them space to operate, and then playing defense. And for me, just my own leadership type, I'm very much a uniter. I'm a relationship oriented type of person. So, I want to get into the mix as quickly as possible, get to know these girls so I can coach them the best that I can. Knowing what buttons to push. I don't think you can make one broad stroke about coaching and coach everybody the same. So that's my job, to get in there and mix it up with them and get to know them as people. And then on the court, I know I want to give them some structure, but I really want them to be free within the structure. I want them to be themselves. I think when you're your authentic self, you get the most out of people. And so I want them to be, authentically themselves. And I've talked to pretty much everybody on the roster at this point. And I just said, I have one it's a non-negotiable, and that's, we're going to play the right way. We're going to play the right way. We're going to play with each other, and everybody will get more than enough if we play the right way, because there's more than enough talent. And again, I just go back to the leadership, not only of Asia, but even of Nikki, setting a standard of unselfishness and teamwork and relationships, and really starting to create a championship culture. And you can't build that without great characters. So I'm really excited, the characters that I have in that locker room to build around, not only as people, but as players, because it's actually been really fun watching them and diving in on them, because we got quite a few girls that can do some stuff. So I'm excited to get there as quickly as possible. And like I said, kind of hit the ground running.
All right, thank you. And Mark and Nikki, between the well-publicized way that you went out and got the coach that you wanted, and also now today with the news of such a big investment coming into the league, where do you think a team like yourself stands as being kind of a precedent center for growth in a league like this?
Want me to go first? Nikki?
Sure.
It's really interesting. When we got the franchise, my number one thing, I was sitting next to Bill Hornbuckle, who was the soon-to-be CEO of MGM. And I kept telling him every game as a fan that you got to pay these players more money. You got to pay these players more money. And he finally looked at me and said, listen, if you want them to be paid more money, buy the team and you pay them. And eventually that's what we did. And the problem that I ran into right away is I wanted the women to make more money, but it's collectively bargained. And there's a limit on the amount that we can pay them right now. And I feel that that's something that, number one in my mind, that we have to grow. We have to be paying these women commensurate to what their abilities are and what they're doing. But on the front office side and the coaching side, there is no salary cap. So Becky Hammon didn't want to be $1 million coach, but I wanted her to be $1 million coach because I thought that she would be, in a sense, when the American Football League started, they had a television contract and they had Joe Namath. And Joe Namath had the $400,000 contract. And he sparked the imagination of everybody that this league is real. And so I felt that giving Becky Hammon the $1 million contract, or everybody you want to call it, would then show everybody that there is value here. And that value, just like what Liz Cambridge kind of came out with a statement, and I agree 100% with what she says, that the players do deserve more money, that they don't need to be flying on commercial flights that, where these women are, very tall and it's very cramped and everything else, that we should have charter flights. So I agree with all of those things. And those are the things that the Las Vegas Aces are going to be champions of and that we're going to want to grow for the good of everybody in this league.
Did you just drop the mic?
Good luck, Nikki.
That was a really good answer.
Thank you, Asia. I know, right? I just want to add too that as we think back and we look at the fact that we're celebrating and 50 years of Title IX, and it meant that women deserved equal opportunity, that women deserved equal experiences, that women deserved equal resources, that women should get equal access to travel, to supplies, to the things that Mark Davis is talking about. And we're going to continue to champion for these young ladies because they are the best, not only in the country, but in the world. And so when we talk about globalization, there's no other professional or Olympic team that has done what this group of young ladies have done with consistently winning 8 gold medals. So they are a global iconic figure. And we've got to recognize that at the local and the national level. And so we will be champions for them, not only on the basketball court, but we will also champion for them off the court where they can have more opportunities. We want them to be in market where they're not missing birthdays and they're not missing weddings and they're not missing the birth of relatives and things like that. We want them to be here. And one way to do that is to invest in these young ladies. And I'm so glad that we have an owner, and there are owners out there that are willing to do so. And so as we celebrate the 50th year of Title IX, there's still more work to be done.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's close thing out with one final question. Tina, go ahead.
Hey, Aja, well, it's of course Black History Month. So when you think about Black history in sports, who are the athletes that have broken barriers and inspired you?
Ooh, that's fire. I mean, I would have to, and I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone sees this coming, but like when it comes to Coach Staley, she is my glass ceiling shatter, like in my eyes. She has done just so much for our game and for myself. And that's, I guess I say her because I was single-handedly like watched her do it. I was alongside of her. I was able to have those conversations with her. And when it comes to just a Black woman that is killing the game, I gotta go with her. I mean, she does it just so flawlessly. And I love it. I love that I was coached by her. I love that I could take in everything that she was giving me and use it now. I still text her probably every single week because it's just of who I am and who our relationship. So she's crushing it. She's killing it, especially in the SEC. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy just being a Black woman in college basketball as a whole, but she's been killing it and been doing it with a smile and with class. So when it comes to someone that has just motivated me and influenced me, especially just particularly a Black woman, Coach Staley is my number one.
Awesome. Thanks, Aja.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Aja. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Mark. We will let you all go. Appreciate it very much.
I just like to say we love you, Aja.
Welcome
home.
Thank you so much.
Once again, everybody, a reminder that we are going to post this video on our share drive, and I will send that link out. Also, look for some additional Aces free agency news to hit your inbox later this afternoon. Any Las Vegas-based media, also note Coach Hammon is going to be in town this weekend, currently scheduled to attend the NHL All-Star Game Saturday afternoon, the Athletes Unlimited Game early Saturday, and then the NFL Pro Bowl on Sunday afternoon. Your time's going to be limited. She flies out Sunday to rejoin the Spurs, but if you're interested in chatting with her briefly at any of those events, please text me and we will get you set up with Coach Hammon. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you all, Nikki,
Thank you.
Mark, especially Aja and Coach Hammon for her time today. We will see you all next time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.